Hey everybody, Mike here with Cactus Crawlers RC. Thanks for coming by and checking out the channel today. Well, I am back again with this trail truck build that I've been working on. And this is an Element with IFS front suspension, and it's got an RC four-wheel drive hard body on it. So recently I've been doing some work on this truck, and I've gotten to the point where it's going to need a motor and ESC going forward at this point. And because I swapped it over to the Stealth XF transmission, it's going to need a 540 spec motor. And that way it clears the front servo arm when it's in a full left turn. So my first thought was to go with a Holmes Hobby and a 1080 ESC from Hobbywing, which I could pick up for about 65 bucks, a pretty budget setup there. And I've run that setup in a lot of other trucks, and it's been a really good combo. So I was thinking, hey, you know, why don't I just go with, you know, what I know? So as I was shopping, I came across something that I thought might be something better to try. And this is the Hobbywing Quickrun Fusion SE. So it's a 2-in-1 system, so there's no need for an external ESC. 1800 kilovolts on there, and it is a 540 spec. So it is exactly what I was looking for, and only about $25 more than the Hobbywing 1080 ESC setup that I was looking at before. So I was really thinking that, you know, maybe this is going to be a little too much motor for what I'm looking for, doing this as just a trail truck. So now my plans changed a little bit, and I'm going to put this Quickrun inside the Capra. So the Capra also needs a 540 spec motor to clear the upper link that's on this side over here. And right now this one currently has a Holmes Hobby with the 1080 ESC, which was what I was planning on putting in the trail truck anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this Quickrun 2-in-1 540 spec inside the Capra, and I'm going to swap out the Capra Holmes Hobby 1080. I'm going to put that in the trail truck because I think the Capra could probably use this setup a whole lot more. Now, probably my biggest concern with this is if I have enough lead on the battery to reach, because the motor's going to be sitting all the way back here on this side, but the battery is all the way up here. The spur gear sits right here, so I'm going to need a wire that's going to run all the way up and around. And man, I really don't want to be doing any soldering. So let's see. Oh, we might have enough wire there. All right. Pretty cool. So if the motor was sitting here, it looks like I might just have enough reach. Well, I guess the next step is just to go ahead and open up the Capra, start taking things apart, doing a motor swap, and we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, I've got the Capra torn apart, and just taking a look at what I'm working with here. So this is the Holmes Hobby 540 motor, and measuring the can out from the motor plate is about 50 millimeters. But when I measure out this can, and just being generous, we're still at over 55, almost 60 millimeters. So that's going to be a really tight fit, even though it says it's 540 spec. That's still a little bit longer than what I was thinking it was going to be. So there's two routes I could go. Now I can trim some of this ear right here where the lower link is, although I really don't want to do that because this is a 3D printed motor plate there, and I don't want to jeopardize you know, the structure of it. The other thing I'm thinking that I could do is go ahead and put standoffs underneath the transmission and bring it up. And if I did bring it up, we're looking at maybe about 5 millimeters. So if I put some 5mm spacers underneath the transmission, that should allow the 2-in-1 to clear that ear there on the motor plate. Another thing that I remembered that I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to resolder this connector for the direct power drive for the front servo onto the new lead on here. So I am going to have to do some soldering here. So a little bit more work than I thought it was going to be, but I'm going to go ahead and go through with it because I really, at this point, I really want to get this motor inside the Capra. So let's go ahead and do a little bit more work here, and we'll be right back. Alright everybody, I got everything hooked up. I did have to remove the interior because since I did raise the transmission, the spur gear would be rubbing on the interior, so I'll have to work on giving that some clearance so I can put the interior back in there. Right now I just have all the panels taken off of this side because I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to zip tie all these wires to clean it up. I just finished programming the brushless motor, the Hobbywing, and it seems to be working just fine. So we have forward and we have reverse. I do have forward at 100%, 75% on reverse. And for slow speed, it's pretty good there. I like that slow movement. Alright. Alright guys, there we go. Capra's all put back together. And you can see I have the interior back in there. I did have to do some trimming. There's a spur gear. I had to trim a lot of the plastic, so I'll figure out some new covers in there I make from polystyrene, and we'll get that covered up. Alright guys, there we go. Hobbywing Quickrun Fusion SE. This is the 1800 kilovolt. It's a 2-in-1 system. We're going to see how it works in the Capra. I think I'm going to be pretty happy with it. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this episode of Cactus Crawlers RC. Be sure to come back again next time. We'll get some running footage of the Capra with this new Hobbywing Quickrun, and we'll see you all then.